Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the Noon News from Montana's news leader.
Good afternoon, and thanks so much for joining us today. I'm Aja Goare. Our top story this half hour: Senate Republicans' latest effort to replace and repeal Obamacare appears to be dead. Today, they will meet in a closed session to decide what to do next. CBS's Weijia Zhang reports.
President Trump slammed Republican holdouts who oppose the GOP health care bill, acknowledging it may not pass this week as planned.
At some point, there will be a repeal and replace, but we'll see whether or not that point is now or will it be shortly thereafter. But we are disappointed in certain so-called Republicans.
On Monday, at least 4 GOP senators said they could not support the revision to the Graham-Cassidy proposal, effectively killing it. Senator Susan Collins of Maine joined Senators John McCain, Rand Paul, and Ted Cruz. Collins pointed to the bill's massive cuts to Medicaid.
It would have changed the program in a way that would have put health care at risk for some of our most vulnerable citizens, including disabled children and low-income seniors.
Now the big question is whether the Senate will still hold a vote, even though it appears the bill will be defeated.
It's okay to vote. It's okay to fall short, if you do, for an idea you believe in.
Already in the unanimous no column, Democrats say they want to work on a bipartisan solution.
Once this repeal effort is gone, this repeal and replace, we're willing, eager to sit down and come up with bipartisan improvements.
But Republicans insist the current structure must be repealed. Weijia Zhang, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Republicans have until Saturday to gather the 51 votes they need to pass the legislation before a rule allowing a simple majority expires. A top House Republican is demanding details about the use of private emails by members of President Trump's inner circle. CBS News confirms at least 5 current and former White House officials have used private email for government business. The Trump administration insists no classified information was involved. The White House is also resisting comparison to Hillary Clinton's use of personal email and a private server while she was Secretary of State. Meanwhile, China is speaking out as tension escalates between the U.S. and North Korea. The North threatened to shoot down American warplanes. President Trump recently tweeted that North Korea's leadership, quote, won't be around much longer. North Korea's prime minister called those words a, quote, declaration of war. A new CBS poll shows many Americans are concerned President Trump may start an unnecessary war. Montana U.S. Senator Steve Daines is responding to the growing tensions between the U.S. and North Korea. Senator Daines recently returned from a security and trade mission to South Korea and Taiwan. During that trip, he visited the Korean demilitarized zone at the North Korean border and a South Korean island near the border. Daines also took part in a classified strategic briefing and spoke with South Korea's defense minister.
The North Korean regime presents a grave threat to the United States and to the entire world. We need to do all we can to apply economic and diplomatic pressure on the North Koreans, but all options are on the table.
Senator Daines also met with leaders in Taiwan about expanding wheat, beef, and coal exports to that country. In other news today, a stabbing in downtown Billings sent one man to the hospital and another to jail. Billings police were called to the 500 block of North 24th Street near the Tumbleweed building downtown around 7:45 last night. Police say 2 men, both in their 20s, started arguing when one apparently stabbed the other in the arm. The assailant fled the scene but was arrested shortly thereafter with help from several witnesses. Authorities say the victim lost a lot of blood but is expected to recover. Meanwhile, Great Falls police are investigating a stabbing that happened downtown Monday afternoon. Officers were called to the 100 block of Central Avenue where they found a stabbing victim. The suspect reportedly fled the scene. Authorities say both people involved are male, but no other information was released. The victim was transported to the hospital with unknown injuries. The developer of the One Big Sky Center proposed for downtown Billings says the project should evolve and get bigger. Hamas Company provided city council members an update Monday on the market analysis that is underway. Despite interest and letters of intent from companies hoping to occupy that space, HAMA says a prominent anchor is needed to make the project successful. The company will present its updated development plan to the city in November. Still ahead on the noon news, people in Puerto Rico struggle just to find food and water in the wake of Hurricane Maria. More on President Trump's response next. But first, Brett has our weather forecast. We'll be right back.
You're watching